Chaos is everywhere. At work, at home, online. People clash over the wrong things. Emotions explode, energy drains, and yet, the real enemy hides in plain sight. Do you even see it? Machiavelli knew this centuries ago. The greatest rulers didn't win by brute force alone. They mastered the battlefield before a sword was drawn. They named the fight, controlled their rage, and turned rivals into instruments of power. Today, I'm revealing 7 ruthless, Machiavellian laws of conflict resolution. Laws designed not just to survive fights, but to dominate them. By the end of this video, you will see the battlefield with razor-sharp clarity. Rule your emotions instead of being enslaved by them. Transform enemies into allies, and wield power where others see chaos. If you're ready to stop shadowboxing with illusions and start bending reality to your will, pay attention. Because those who understand these 7 laws don't just win conflicts, they command the world. Expose the battlefield. Crush the illusions. Picture this. 2 people clash. Tension thick in the air. Voices roar. Hearts pound. And yet, neither strikes the real enemy. Sound familiar? At work, in family fights, online wars, chaos thrives in fog. Conflict survives in confusion. Ambiguity feeds it. The longer you avoid defining the fight, the longer you bleed. Weak leaders stumble here. Machiavelli understood it better than anyone. Rulers who misdiagnose unrest lose everything. Clarity isn't optional, it's survival. Ask yourself, how often do you fight the wrong battle? You rage over respect while they chase money. You squabble about deadlines while the true enemy is broken communication. Every misaligned assumption, every unnamed issue, another wound inflicted. Shadowboxing with illusions? Pathetic. It keeps you trapped, weak, and exploited. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince, "One must always put sense and clarity before anything else." Imagine a ruler ignoring rebellion until the city burns, the disease festers, death comes swift. Ambiguity is the executioner. Clarity is your scalpel. Today's world offers the same lesson. A CEO blames laziness for falling profits. The real problem? A broken system. Employees feel attacked. Morale crashes. The issue multiplies. At home, you quarrel over tone, while trust has already died. Until the battle is named, you fight shadows, useless, powerless, irrelevant. Here's what Machiavelli would do if he stepped into your conflict. Demand one definition of the problem, no half measures, no dancing around. Ask, what exactly are we fighting over? Write it down, not vaguely, not mentally, on paper, where both sides must bow to it. Ownership breeds obedience. Ignore every tangential complaint, every emotional side blow. The battlefield is defined. Nothing else matters. Now picture the power. Both sides see the target. Fog evaporates. Energy sharpens. You no longer react, you command. Ambiguity is chaos's ally. Clarity is the sword that severs it. The Machiavellian truth. Naming the battlefield isn't just understanding. It is control. Every move becomes intentional, every strike precise, every victory calculated. Master the clarity within yourself, and you dominate the world outside. Those who cannot see clearly are slaves. Those who do, they bend reality to their will. This is the first law of conflict resolving, the law of clarity.
Hey guys, we're Wisdom, based in Abu Dhabi. We use AI tools to make these concepts come to life, but it's our amazing team who goes deep, breaking down powerful philosophical ideas and showing how they really apply in everyday life. We hope you enjoy today's content.
Rule your rage, or it will enslave you. Imagine standing in the heart of chaos. Words fly like arrows, voices roar, emotions ignite like wildfire. Everyone around you lashes out. And there you are, blood boiling, heart hammering. What would Machiavelli do? He wouldn't flinch. He wouldn't roar. He would remain still, calm, calculating. The storm bends to him. Anger blinds. Fear freezes. Pride suffocates. Weaklings lose themselves in these flames. They hand over the battlefield with every shout, every tremor, every unthinking glare. Every emotional outburst is a neon sign. I am weak. Exploit me. Look at Cesare Borgia. Machiavelli didn't praise him for cruelty alone. He admired his calm in chaos. He assessed, calculated, acted with precision. While others flailed, panicked, and burned with emotion, Borgia dominated. That is power, that is control, that is mastery. Look around today. Boardrooms, negotiations, even family disputes. The calm executive dictates terms. Hotheads implode. The louder they rage, the more you rule. Every storm outside mirrors the battlefield within. He who masters his inner fire bends the outer world to his will. Here's what Machiavelli would do in your shoes. Lower your voice as theirs rises. Make calm feel like authority. Pause before responding. Silence is a weapon. It exposes weakness, forces the other to reveal themselves. Train your posture, gestures, expressions. Blood may boil inside, but the world must see a ruler, never a reactor. Imagine the effect. The furious colleague sputters. The shouting rival exhausts themselves. You are not just controlling your emotions, you are controlling the conflict. Every pause, every measured word, every collected breath tilts the battlefield in your favor. He who commands his pulse commands the field. Machiavelli's secret. Composure is not weakness. It is strategy, armor, a silent sword sharper than any outburst. Chaos rages. You march forward, unshaken, unseen, unstoppable. Master your storm within, and the world bows to your order. This is the second law of conflict resolving, the law of emotional control. Turn rivals into instruments of your power. Picture the battlefield. Two sides glare, teeth bared, eyes sharp. You feel the urge to crush them, to prove you are stronger, smarter, superior. Conflict feels like a duel. Only one can survive. But Machiavelli, ever the strategist, knew what fools forget. Victory is not always destruction. Sometimes it is alignment. Obsessing over winning blinds the weak. They see only enemies. They ignore potential allies. Ego-driven warriors chase hollow victories while ignoring the true cost of endless fighting. Both sides bleed. Both sides lose. Pathetic. Chaos reigns. But there is a path through this madness, a bridge of shared interest that converts war into leverage. Machiavelli warned, fortresses cannot save a ruler who alienates hearts. Walls, armies, weapons, meaningless if the people turn against you. True power comes when the interests of the ruler are aligned with those of the people. Shared purpose secures dominion far more effectively than brute force. Consider modern battlefields, boardrooms, litigation, corporate feuds, family wars, energy wasted, resources drained, vision lost. Only a master sees the hidden cost. Only a master pivots toward alliance. Here's what Machiavelli would do in your shoes. Identify the outcome neither side can afford to lose. That is your leverage. Frame cooperation not as mercy, as survival. Make it clear, failure to align costs everything. Offer solutions that protect mutual interests while letting them save face. Make the alliance undeniable. Picture it. Your enemy, ready for annihilation, now preserves your power with you. The energy of conflict funnels into strategy. The duel transforms into a chessboard, every move calculated, every rival a tool. Enemies unite when destruction threatens them both, and you command their unity. Machiavelli's truth. Domination is not always brute force. True power lies in clever alignment. Master the art of internal patience and foresight, and you bend others' will. Internal control of desire and ego allows you to turn rivals into allies. The battlefield is not merely where you fight. It is where you engineer dependence, leverage, and obedience. Control the hearts, and you control the world. This is the third law of conflict resolving, the law of common ground. Listen like a spy, strike like a king. Conflict is not won by shouting, not by interrupting, not by dominating the room. Weaklings believe speaking proves strength. Fools believe volume equals victory. They are wrong. Listening is the weapon of the cunning, the silent reconnaissance that gathers intelligence while the enemy exposes himself. Every word you blurt before understanding the battlefield is a gift. Every premature statement surrenders leverage. Every boast fuels their advantage. Pathetic. Machiavelli warned rulers against flatterers. The wise prince chooses men who will tell him the truth, but only when he permits it. Listening is power, but only when deliberate, only when controlled, never when given freely. The tongue betrays, the ear conquers. The disciplined ear dominates the battlefield more than the loudest voice ever could. Look around today. Negotiations, corporate battles, political skirmishes. The careless reveal deadlines, fears, and weaknesses while thinking they persuade. The master. He lets rivals speak themselves into traps. Every hesitation, every sidestep, every omission, information you weaponize. Machiavelli in your shoe would ask precise questions that force disclosure. Remain silent after each answer, letting quiet pressure extract more than words. Record not only words but pauses, contradictions, and unsaid fears. See, imagine the effect. You no longer react blindly. You know the terrain. You know their weaknesses. You see the opening. You strike with precision. The battle is won before it is fought. The field belongs to the one who listens like a predator. The tongue betrays. The ear conquers. The Machiavellian truth. Power is born in silence. Observation, patience, and quiet accumulation of advantage crush the loud and reckless. Master listening, master yourself, and you control not only the battle but the battlefield. Internal discipline transforms into external domination. The information you collect is leverage. Every insight becomes a weapon, every rival, a pawn in your strategy. This is the fourth law of conflict resolving, the law of listening power. Sacrifice pawns, claim the king. At first glance, giving ground feels like weakness. You hesitate, you clutch your position, you fear that any concession will be exploited. Pathetic. Machiavelli knew what the timid never learn. Concessions are not weakness, they are bait. Every conflict has expendable pieces. Every negotiation has pawns. A small, well-timed loss creates the illusion of generosity. It builds trust. It opens the path to decisive victory. Stubbornness breeds deadlock. Refuse to yield, and your opponent assumes only war will move you. Battles are costly. Strategy is cheap. Only fools pay more than necessary. Consider Cesare Borgia. Machiavelli admired more than his cruelty. He admired cunning. Borgia tamed Romagna with terror. Then he staged a calculated concession. He executed his brutal minister, Ramiro de Orco. The spectacle shocked and gratified. One sacrifice, one move. Legitimacy, loyalty, and fear, all bought at once. Today, the principle is the same. A CEO yields a symbolic budget to secure a multi-million-dollar project. A negotiator concedes trivial points to win the decisive prize. The tactic is always identical. Give little to gain much. Let them taste victory. Illusionary, yes, but the real advantage remains unseen, firmly in your hands. Machiavelli in your shoes would pre-plan what you can afford to lose. Time every concession for maximum visibility. Frame it as costly, even when meaningless. Turn generosity into leverage. Every move calculated, every sacrifice serving a greater purpose. Imagine it. You yield strategically. You mislead. You manipulate. You steer the conflict toward a victory only they believe is theirs. You are no weakling. You are the tactician who bends the battlefield. Give little to gain much. Bleed a drop to win the war. The Machiavellian secret. Concessions are weapons, not weaknesses. Master them, and even surrender becomes conquest. Internal discipline, knowing when to yield and when to strike, translates directly into domination over others. Those who follow the illusion of mercy are blind. You, who command sacrifice, control the battlefield. This is the fifth law of conflict resolving, the law of strategic concessions. Seize the ground, seize the outcome. Picture this. You step onto enemy turf. Every corner favors them. Every rule strengthens their strategy. You fight with all your skill, but the field itself conspires against you. Hostile terrain breeds aggression. Hostile terrain breeds chaos. Hostile terrain breeds mistrust. Neutral ground disarms hostility. Neutral ground levels the battlefield. Most fools fight blindly. They focus on arguments, positions, ego. They ignore the setting entirely. Machiavelli knew better. Victory begins long before the first word is spoken. The environment shapes behavior. It shapes perception. It shapes decisions. Ignore it, and you gamble with defeat. In today's world, boardrooms, negotiations, family disputes, the terrain is as lethal as the strategy. The one who dictates the space controls the pace, controls the tone, controls confidence. The room is a silent ally or a hidden predator. Most weaklings stumble wherever they're planted. They surrender the psychological edge. They react to every move. They whine about unfair conditions. Every misstep, every rash word, every unchecked emotion broadcasts their weakness. They are predictable. They are feeble. They are prey. Seize neutral ground. Never fight in the enemy's favored zone. Level the field. Make them uncomfortable. Engineer the environment. Subtle shifts, seating, lighting, tone, even refreshments. Calm aggression. Focus attention. Signal authority. Plant symbols of parity. If trapped on hostile turf, introduce markers of equality. Neutralize their edge without apology. Every detail becomes leverage. You enter calm, composed, commanding. Their aggression falters. Confidence wavers. You dictate the rhythm. The battlefield bends to your will. Mastering terrain diffuses escalation. You control the frame of discussion. Opponents respond to your structure, not their panic. Every advantage is leverage. You resolve disputes with foresight, not force. Alignment, compromise, and victory become inevitable when you dominate the field first. He who seizes the ground seizes the outcome. Control the battlefield, and you control the minds upon it. Master the terrain, master the discussion, master the world. This is the sixth law of conflict resolving, the law of terrain domination. Seal the peace with iron, not paper. You think the conflict is over. You shake hands, nod politely, walk away. Days later, the war returns. Words are twisted, promises vanish. The fight comes back sharper, deadlier. Unfinished settlements rot into new battles. Conflict ends only when closure is enforced, not suggested. Most weaklings leave agreements vague, loopholes, unspoken terms, unwritten promises, tiny cracks that explode into chasms. Each ambiguity is a call to rebellion, a seed of chaos. They believe politeness is enough. They are fools. Machiavelli knew better. Rome raised some cities, fully integrated others, but those left half-free always rebelled. Half measures guarantee only future conflict. Only total resolution ensures peace. Look around today. Corporate mergers collapse. Divorces erupt into litigation. Deals crumble. Why? Because weak minds treat agreements as ideas, not fortresses. Paper is words. Iron is law. Machiavelli would act differently. Define every role, every term, every consequence. Leave nothing to chance. Build enforcement, penalties for breach, incentives for compliance, deadlines that cannot be ignored. Demand symbols, signatures, rituals. Lock commitment in place. Make backtracking impossible. Make it visible. Make it permanent. Picture it. Everyone knows the rules. Everyone feels the weight. No one dares break them. The conflict is neutralized, not by hope, not by trust, but by structure. Victory is sealed with iron. The battlefield is silent. What is not sealed will rise again to strike you. Closure is more than formality. It is a fortress. It is control. It is power. Those who master closure master chaos. They secure not only peace but dominance. Authority becomes unquestioned. Respect becomes automatic. Every mind bends to the structure you impose. Internal discipline creates external obedience. Seal the agreement, and you do not just end conflict, you command the field. You command the world. This is the seventh law of conflict resolving, the law of iron closure.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the resources and the original books we used today. We'll see you in the next one.